my God. They found me. I don't know how, but they found me. Oh my God. They found me. I don't know how, but they found me. Run for it, Marty!
Hey YouTube, welcome FPV enthusiasts, TinyWhoop racers, freestylers, tiny trainers, open class racers, and RC enthusiasts throughout the country and around the world. This is Thursday Night Live, and I am Phat Pastor, and tonight's special guest is the one and the only TDOG. Mr. Tristan, how are you, brother?
Good. How's it going?
All right. Doing great to have you. Thank you for being on. All of that being said, we are live and getting going here. I can hear Jarvis already. You can hear him on your end too, I'm assuming.
Oh, that's what it is. Oh, it's crackling. Yep.
Oh, it's still crackling?
Yeah, this is still crackling. Yeah.
Wow. Let me see. It's probably on my end then.
Okay.
Marty. Oh, hello, Marty. My name's Marty too. Thank you for the picture earlier today. Is the crackling getting any better? As I'm making an adjustment here, or no? No better.
Okay, sounds better.
Something's better. Okay. Let me know.
Still crackling.
Still crackly. That might be this microphone. I don't know. Is it annoyingly crackly?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see if I can change microphones.
Just looking at the chat.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I don't hear anything.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's got a little bit of it sounds like you're in the ocean, but it's better than it was.
Is it better than it was?
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
Okay. We'll see. I don't know if I'll be able to hear Jarvis or not, but we'll give it a shot. See how it goes. All right. Sorry about that. We thought I had it working, but this is Talk Studios for you. Hopefully, the next week, I will be completely over to much OBS. So, yeah, I think we lost Jarvis, though. Let me see. Yeah, hang on. Let me try one more thing. If it goes back to crackly, that's just it. That's all I can do.
Okay.
It's not like I got...
No, it's still doing that. Yeah.
There we go. And you say that's better.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry about that. Let me go ahead and read the names real quick. We've got Soki Multi-Rotor in the chat. We've got McFlies who says, I hope T-Dog streams last longer than his laps. It already has. So we got Robert Muller. Is that pronounce that
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
FPV Avery. And these are some new names. I guess these are friends of yours, Mr. Bobby Baggs. We know Bobby. What's up, my people? How's it going, brother? Nordy FPV getting weird feedback when you talk. Yep. Yeah, there's a software here on my computer that I'm going to throw away. Eventually, it's called Caster. Don't get it if you're a Mac guy. It just causes problems. Let's see. We got Marty. Go T-Dog.
You're spamming the chat.
Spamming the chat. That's it. That's good. Spam the chat. I'm Grandma Marty. That's all right. That's all right. I got that from your picture earlier, and since we're talking about Grandma is a fan. She sent me this today. She puts on a display of all of the trophies, and we'll talk about these in a minute. Let him tell us where they're from and all of that. But
Okay.
Grandma is representing here today, so we'll do that. Nicole, is that Mom?
Yep.
All right. Hello, Mom.
T-Dog Whoop.
Yep. I'm just wow. The chat's just going pretty quick.
Yeah.
Mr. Mike Bergman is the moderator's moderator, so everybody respect Mr. Scott Davis, local personal friend of mine. How are you, Mr. Scott? And also a channel member. Thank you. And Rabble Roder. See you guys here. Trying to get everybody. You got to get in early to get the fat guy to say your name, and that's it. I have caught up on the saying the people's name. All right. See, I can hear Jarvis, but you didn't just hear that, right?
Jarvis? I think I heard that. No, I don't. Oh no, you're talking about the robot guy? No, I don't hear him.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I had to turn it off because of the crackling.
Yeah.
But when I get over to OBS, it'll be all right. But I can hear them, and you guys can let me know if it's anything that I need to keep a close watch on. So I Am Gross is also a channel member, and we'll squeeze him in here at the end. All right. Thank you to everybody for showing up tonight, and hopefully we will have an entertaining show tonight. My channel is all about relationship and family, and it is awesome, brother, to see all of your family here in the chat supporting you and all of that. And we'll get into some questions. Maybe some of them can help answer the questions and all of that too. And if I'm able to hear, I don't know if you guys heard it the first, I do have a voice chat on, and it was going to play, so I'll be able to hear the chat. Tristan can see the chat also, and if it's something that we need to, the question you got, we can post it right up on the screen like so, and we'll address it and answer your questions. No super chats required to get your questions answered here. So, but that being said, we all are family oriented here. So we try to keep it family safe. Try. In FPV, that's not always the easiest thing to do, but we strive for it, and we're all about it. That being said, let's get into the questions. The first question I've got for you is a question that I've been asked a lot, and I actually asked him in the green room earlier, and he kind of laughed about it. Is there any truth at all that you are in fact a robot?
No.
Even
I
though
mean,
you
the real thing is, like, anybody can, like, have that ability. It's just, or like fly like that if they want to. It's just, you got to fly that many packs, like you said, in the green room, you know?
Right. Yep. I told him, I said, I want to be able to, I tell heads from Infinity Loops, I said, I want to be able to freestyle like you, but I don't want to have to put in as many packs as you do. I mean, he flies every day, either on the sim or in real life, and I do good to fly 2 or 3 times a month. Yes, Infinity Loops, that's right. He's a good guy. Oh, he's on. Yeah, I can see you there. There's Mr. Heads or OG1. Looks like these absolute legends. Yeah, we're just talking about you, saying that I want to be able to freestyle like Heads and race like TDOG, but I don't want to put the packs in, so that's why at races you are going to keep beating me. So, because I do good. If I can fly once a week, it's good for me. I mean, I'm happy with that. So, next question. What's your favorite radio link?
Favorite radio link, probably Express LRS at the moment. I don't know, because I've been testing some radio links, and I think Red Pine is slightly slower. I don't know. I'm trying to get like the fastest, highest refresh rate radio link. Like I'm testing it on the full rate checker, and yeah.
Right. So, okay. And of course, I'm assuming that. Let me get this here. It says, "Hey Marty, can you give a shout out to everyone racing at Bird this weekend?" Yes, shout out to everyone racing at Bird this weekend.
What's the British race?
I think it is. Yeah, Kiz is over. Yeah, he's over the pond, over there. And
mystery.
Yeah, it's weird because Jarvis reads. I got it set up to read it with an English accent, but with Kiz, for whatever reason, it reads in a Texas dialect. No, I'm joking. Because he's from over the pond. But do you ever fly HD0 on a Whoop?
No, I'm thinking about it for like a freestyle rig, but it's kind of annoying because like it's so finicky when you crash, and sometimes it just shuts off when you crash on a Whoop. Like on 5-inch, it's easier to not have that happen, and just because they're more solidly built, like as far as the construction of the frame and everything. When you're dealing with like a plastic frame, it's like I don't know, it's just more janky. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's because I don't have any problem with it. That's pretty much exclusively what I fly with Whoops, but I don't go nowhere near as fast as you.
I mean, there's also like the obvious answer of like, oh, the weight, like
yeah, the weight, yeah. Which for me, I'll run like the Weebleed or the TinyWhoop 32,000 kV motors, or something like that, and the extra weight that HD0 gives, for me, those higher kV motors seem to make up the difference. So now I did, and I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself, but I did pick up a set of these.
Oh, nice. Those are the 36s?
From what I understand, somebody flies these and likes them, and but we'll talk about that in a minute. So I'm trying to look here. Yeah, birds aren't real. That's correct. So how long have you been in FPV?
I don't know how long I've been in FPV. I know how long I've been flying for, like RC and stuff, with the planes on your wall. Yeah, because it's mirrored. It's like over there.
That's when the heat kicks on. Yep. So
yeah. I've been flying RC since I was like 8 years old, something like that. And my dad passed away, and so I inherited his RC planes. And I didn't know how to charge the radio. Like, I didn't know anything about him. He just, like, gave me the radio, and he was like, all right, here you go. and you're gonna fly, and that's all I did, and I just learned to fly. Um, I didn't even know about drone racing at this point, so I like went over to the neighbor's house, learned how to charge the radio, then went to an AMA field. Those AMA fields were
Mm-hmm.
kind of popping at the time before the FAA kind of just went all crazy. But
You're right.
I mean, they're still a thing. But I don't know the AMA fields as much as I fly isn't inside now, anyways. So then I learned to fly helicopters there, and then after I learned to fly helicopters there, I did my first FPV flight off of somebody else's like rig. It was like a Whoop. You remember the Inductrix?
Yes.
Like when they first made those FPV?
Mhm.
I was flying one of those around in a Horizon one, and I'm like, oh, this is crazy! Like,
Yeah.
that was so
Right.
much fun. And that just got me hooked. And then I got my first set of goggles. It was like the old goggles with like the eye cups and like really small field of view, and
Mm-hmm.
they're terrible, but it was
Well,
so much fun.
the EV 100s.
No, there were Fat Sharks. If you remember the old Fat Sharks with black eye cups.
Oh yes. Yeah, I remember those. Okay. Yeah, I remember those. So you started flying around. You said around 8 or 10. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And how old are you now?
I'm 19 now.
19. So you've been flying for about 9 years,
Yep.
and started off with the Inductrix in FPV, and
It was around 2015 or 2016, around when the Inductrix came out, because he was like piling on the upgrades. So I'm just guessing it was 2016, 2017. You know.
right. And something new for you guys watching about Jarvis. It's the same way that it is with heads. You have to put exclamation point, space before it will read it audio to me or on the stream. So if there's something you wanting me to hear, and if it's something funny, like if I'm talking to you and I stop, that's because it'll be talking to me.
Okay.
So we got several people on tonight. So you've been in FPV for about nine years. Now my understanding is you just kind of showed up at the local indoor whoop track. Is that correct? And
Which one? Because there were a few. There was I think my first one was probably the sports bar races
Mhm.
when they were still brushed, and this was like the whole time I was still flying acro, even if it was brushed.
Mhm.
I don't know why I did that. It was kind of pointless. Like,
right.
yeah.
I think acro's the way to go with a whoop, but you
I mean-
couldn't with the inductors though.
Yeah, if it was brushed, it was pretty bad. It was like an early beta flight board, like one of the green boards with the USB. It was like a crazy B or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so you went to this. I'll tell you the story. What a little bit of research that I did. 'Cause I'm busy. I don't do a whole lot. Did more research on the thumbnail than than I did. But I understood that you kind of showed up at an indoor track and just started grinding, and just
Yeah.
started putting the time in, and went from being an average pilot to like spanking everybody
Yeah.
in due season. Is that pretty much how it went down?
I think that was Full Send. Full Send kind of raised me as a pilot, if I may say. Like, I think I started flying. I might have been flying brushed when I went there. And coming out of it, I ended up being like first at WhoopTopia when the shop closed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I went there. I think they had races like probably multiple races every week at the peak of it, and it was
Mhm.
so much fun. We ended up setting one of the WhoopTopia tracks up there to practice, and I practiced that for probably like 100 batteries, and I practiced it so much that like I would swerve and make a turn that we had set up at Full Send because I practiced it too much when I was like actually at the race.
So what's your thoughts on the Underground Whoop League? Because it's, from what I'm seeing, it's very different. It's a very different kind of whoop flying than what WhoopTopia is used to.
I mean, I can't fly it at the moment. Like, yeah, my goal is to practice spec more because I'm just bad at spec in general. Like my
Right.
only spec I'm really like I do well in is freedom spec, and I think
Mhm.
it's because it performs like it's a faster spec, and it has less weight compared to other specs. I flew probably 5 packs at Whoop House the night before, and I just went to bed and I'm like, all right, I flew the track, learned the track on the sim at Whoop House the night before. I didn't fly it enough, so.
Oh, so am I understanding correct that that you're basically saying in between gates you take a little nap? Is that
No, no.
an underground whoop league? You know, so okay. See, I can do that a little bit better because, I mean, literally, we were talking in the green room and he was like, "I think anybody can fly this fast if they'll put the time in." I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't think I could, because it's just something. It might be from my head injury or whatever, but it's just something in my brain that's just like, dang, dude is fast. But when you're racing, I can look up there and just still see that there's the one on you, but I'm watching somebody else. Like I'm watching Mr. Choss or somebody like that, and I'm like, okay, he's fast, but I can see that he's passing a gate instead of just blur. So, and I know that the first time that I raced with Evan in person was out at Alex Campbell's house, and I put my goggles on and switched to his channel, and I was standing up, and I quickly like,
And you were
no,
sitting down by the end of it, I'm guessing.
no, I quickly like, oh, and I pulled him back up, and I was like, find a chair, and I put him back down, and I was in the chair doing, I used to make fun of my mother,
Yeah.
when she would, of course, when I was a kid, we had Atari,
Yeah.
and when she would do it, she'd be like, or my wife when we got the Wii, and she'd do this and all of that, and I felt myself doing that. Was like, oh.
We're not meant to do that. Like us as humans, we're not meant to do that. We're meant to go like hunt for animals or pick berries and stuff. We're not meant to like sit there with a controller in our hands and envision ourselves in a little thing that's flying around. Like.
Right. So there he said it again. Us as human guys. So you have to watch, even for the Freudian slips. He's letting it out there that he's truly human. So I'm just teasing you. But you do fly like a machine, and that's because you've put the time in to fly like a machine. Let's get into some of your accomplishments over the years. Grandma Marty was kind enough to send this to me on the Spacebook, or My Face one. I don't remember which one they're called, but these are these all these are not all WhoopTopia because you.
No, those aren't all WhoopTopia. No, all the top shelf is WhoopTopia. I think the top 3 in the bottom left, or not top left, are WhoopTopia. So that's like 2022, 2023, 2024, and then the ones to the right of those are WhoopTopia. It looks like. And then like Freedom
All right.
Spec or Type 3 or something.
We can see my cursor on there now, I think. Should be able to. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start down here. Do you remember what race that's from?
Yeah, that was Drones in the Desert, I think 2022 or 2020. And that was for like open class, just being fast at open class. That year I didn't even want to fly spec, so I was just flying open class. We were flying Street League. I flew that and I got that. And that lights up the game controller. That's why it's got the little lines on it and everything.
Right.
And the red trophy, that's from Drone Max. That one's kind of more recent. That was from Drone Max, but I'm trying to think of the event name. That was an event Sean Taylor hosted, and it was a ton of fun. It had like UV gates.
Yeah,
New
I can't.
Mexico.
I was going to help you by reading it, but I can't read it. So,
Okay.
so
and then the other one, that's from Mayhem. That one I kind of like because that was like all metal. It's like made out of steel or something. That was the second place behind Levi. That day I was like so tired, and I managed to like I think I beat Miwo, or I don't know. I don't want to call out people that I beat them, but I didn't. I think I was like performing really well that day though for what I did at Mayhem because I was so tired. It was like right after the 12-hour Mayhem race where you fly for 12 hours. So yeah. And then the rocks above that shelf, yeah, those are 5-inch drones. Thanks, Grandma.
right.
The rocks above those are all drones in the desert. Just the 3 years in a row that I went. Those are open class 5-inch races. The one above that, you move your cursor. That one's like it looks like it's. I guess that one's from TinyWhoop Open last year. That was the race from the bar, Jackson's, when we used to race there.
Right.
And then the cactus next to it is also from Drones in the Desert. That was like the night race or something like that from open class. And then the one to the left of that is the US Air Force race.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one's coming up this year. That was in Ohio. I got the checks on the like up on the wall. It was a crazy race. I remember Kelly just had the microphone on like a loudspeaker, so I just get commentators curse every time.
Oh yeah, but you still got first, right?
Yeah. I remember like the last lap of the last battery. He was like, and here comes TDOG, ready to win or something, and then I just ended up like taking a tumble, and I was like, oh crap, I'm gonna lose.
Thanks a lot, Sully.
And that is a TQ trophy, and then the one on all the way to the left of that is also TQ trophy. Those are just from local chapters, TOG and FOCO. And then the New Fire race, Nuevo Fuego, that's also from New Mexico. That one was from, was it Nebraska? That was Whoops in Wonderland 2. And then the one above that, like to the left, is I just keep going in the order. I think that was TinyWhoop Open. I can't even read that. And then that was either TinyWhoop. Yeah, I think that was also TinyWhoop Open or Whoop Wars. There's too many. Either one of those was.
Yeah, this says open. The one that looks like a cup. It's got open on the bottom. I can read.
I think that one might have been TinyWhoop Open, and then the one to the right of it was Whoop Wars.
Okay.
I don't know what the medal was from. I don't remember what that was from. I think that might have been from the U.S. Air Force race, and
the medals
one,
here.
Yeah.
The
one to the left of that was from WhoopTopia.
Yeah.
And
if you haven't realized yet, I'm dyslexic, so I'm not Hebrew.
Oh, you're just going in the straight order. I'm just kind of like wink all over the place.
So,
nah.
It's not dyslexic being easy, but go ahead. So we'll continue from right to left.
I think
not
that was
Hebrew
Tiny
either.
Trainer. And then one
yes.
of those. What?
Yeah, I remember reading one of those that said Tiny Trainer on it when I was looking at it.
Pretty sure that says Tiny Trainer. And then those two, the pair of those two, one of those is Freedom Spec first place, and then the one from second place is Open Class. And yeah, I should have brought like new batteries for Open Class because I remember my quad just fell out of the sky on the last gate a couple times.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
So
3 WhoopTopia years.
So 9 years and what? 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 25 trophies in 9 years. It's not bad. You probably got more than that from medals and things like that.
I'm pretty sure that's all of them because whenever I get one, they're like, oh, straight to the shelf.
Yeah. So grandma takes them, right?
Yeah, she just steals it and runs away with it and puts it on that shelf.
That's right.
You know.
It says, T-Dog, can you tell us about your Whoop tune? Do you use
Um,
presets or do you tune it yourself?
So the whoops that I use right now, I'm still on the FR Skyboards for like the beta PV FR Skyboards. Um, I tune it myself, but only to like a certain extent. Like I don't go crazy on it. Um, I use mostly the stock tune on it. I think the stock tune will fly fine if you build it correctly. And yeah, you got to tune filters a little bit. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain on stream.
Hmm. So
Yeah.
what KV motors do you run?
For WhoopTopia, I was running 26,000s, and for finals, WhoopTopia, I was running 27s. For practice, I try to run higher KV just to help with like building top speed and whatever. But I mean, like to a certain extent, like those 36s, if I ran those in practice, I'd kill so many 5 amp boards. I think those are too much for like a 5 amp all in one.
Mom was helping answer those questions, well,
Yeah,
and how we
that.
were just not paying any attention. Museum in Dayton,
Yeah.
there are fake checks on the wall in the practice room. Speaking of checks, it brings me to another question. I know that even in some of the tiny trainer seasons and stuff, there was prize money sometimes, and I know at WhoopTopia there is some money and prize money and stuff that goes to placing and everything, but most Whoop races don't come with a cash prize from what I see, but the question that I have, being a nut and just asking stupid questions, just humor me, dad jokes, is with after being a 3-time Whoop champion, I am now glad to see that you could afford a shirt that was your size.
Yeah.
not,
I mean,
not a 4X, right?
oh, yeah. Well, I kind of like that. I can go grab it, but I like that. I don't know. Yeah.
It looks almost like a moo-moo. I don't know if you know what a moo-moo is, but
Do you know what happened on that? I gave him like
please.
4 question marks on the spreadsheet, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know what to do for that," so he just gave me a 4X.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
FPV Avery says, super impressive stuff. Keep up the hard work, man. I don't think he's intending to take his foot off the throttle or his thumb off the throttle anytime soon. And running Red Pine.
Oh yeah. Yep, red pine.
Okay. So I was watching and to see if I ever saw CAC show up, and I was watching for that. So.
Oh yeah, I'm using the stock firmware on those boards, stock 4211.
Right.
That's why I barely tune it, because like 4211 on those, you can leave stock. Like I'm repeating myself, but
Right.
you don't really have to tune those.
Right. And you use, my understanding, the Betaflight crossboard. Is that what you use?
Oh yeah, the Beta PV cross board. Yeah, the 5 amp.
Okay. So do you remove the plugs and solder your motors on, or you just go?
Yeah,
plugs?
I remove the plugs. Yeah.
Okay.
I went as far as to like take the OSD chip off and the black box chip, but sometimes it's not for me. It's a point.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So I mean, so you're like, I mean, I've heard people talk about it. I've never seen anybody really do it. You're like sanding down your frames, kind of.
Yeah.
Everything you can
Sometimes.
do.
I mean, at this point, like with the frame weight that we have, it just takes so much work. I mean, you can still sand the frame, right? It just takes work. So
Does it make that much of a difference?
you can make a difference if you keep sanding it. And then I take the USB off as well. Yeah.
Because no flack to any of the other pilots. I flew January the 6th with Charles, Mr. Choss, and he took that Whoop race at in Knoxville. It really wasn't even close. But I also noticed that WhoopTopia even in the elite bracket, there was a few of you guys at top that there was quite a bit of difference between, your 5, 6, and 7 or whatever they were. I don't remember the numbers. And so would it have made, well, I guess what I'm trying to say, would the sanding of your frame and that little weight difference, would it have made the difference between you and AK? Would it have made that much of a difference?
I don't think it would have made that much of a difference. I think the whole thing is you're trying to fight for tenths of grams, and once you get tenths of grams, it turns into grams. And once you have to add weight, then you want your quad to weigh less anyways. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to fight for flight time, and when you have more weight, then you have to go with more kV.
Yes, Mike. Insurrection Day.
Yeah.
It was a coup. He said, "Just kidding." We do have Play-Doh that I can send out for anybody that needs to sniff any. But we'll move on. So it's the cumulative. Am I understanding correctly? It's the accumulative of all of the tenths of a gram that you think makes the difference.
Yeah, like cutting your motor heat shrink off, like that saves like 5/100ths of a gram. You're gonna do that just on one build, you're probably gonna save more weight on it.
So you were flying 27,000 kV motors,
yeah,
on analog,
yeah,
right? So with your tune, something like a stock Mobula 6 with 27,000 kV motors on it, could you still compete at the top?
probably not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Okay. Okay. Well,
I think honestly, yeah. If I was using the same motors, I had to save weight for it to matter. I think AK was using 32.5s. He was gonna try and qualify on the 40s. I don't know if you've heard about the 40,000s, but those are being made or whatever. But yeah, I'm trying to save weight instead of using more kV to get the quad faster. Because if you save weight and you're using lower kV, you're using the same amount of throttle, and you're going to fly for longer, and you're going to be able to run the track more, spend more time on the track instead of flying 3 laps instead of 4.
Right, and saving a crash also, because
I didn't break
the less
there.
Yeah, the less kinetic energy. Now
Yeah.
that's one of the things I know that I have noticed about flying HD0 whoops. I don't fly anywhere near as fast as you do. At the race that I was at, I got 11th. Behind Kaylee, I was trying to beat Kaylee Imes. Trying to take 10th position from her.
Well, I mean, was it progress? Like the whole thing is you need to set a goal, right?
Oh yeah, and that's what I tell most, because I'm a race coordinator for SoKy, the Southern Kentucky, and I'm helping Music City Multi-Rotor get back up and going. And what I tell most of the guys in the race is, for me, I race myself. Now, of course, if there's a buddy near me and he's got LEDs on it, and I'm seeing his quad passing him, there's a little bit of that.
Yeah, it's like a race, you want to be first, right?
But at my level, in my age, and I don't have time to put, because I'm more than a full-time pastor, and I don't have time to put that amount of packs in, and this sounds bad, but I don't go to the race to podium is nice, but I don't go to the race to podium. I mean,
win.
Right. I mean,
yeah,
because I know that I won't say never, but there's not anything anywhere near in my future that I would put enough time in to give Evan Turner a run for his money in anything that he's flying. Yeah. Even airplanes, which I used to be pretty good at that. So I go, and one of the first things I look at is my PB. I keep a watch of my PB. What's my personal best? And I'm always wanting to shave that personal best down. And so that's why I try to tell people, you can get a little cheap timer Nuclear Hazard's got that little single timer thing. You can plug it up, and it works great from what I understand. And you race yourself. And then you go with a group of buddies, and especially if you go into a different class, like there was 3 of us pilots, 4 of us went, and 3 of us went to the last Knoxville race, and I scored the highest at 11th, but we were all in a different, just the race before that, I got 3rd, and the guy that went with me, he just got knocked out for, in the 4th place. And so we're used to, in our little groups, podiuming, or at least being in the finals, in the run for it, or whatever. And when we got there, it was just like, no, I was like, okay. So I actually, if you go back and you watch the stream there, I walk up to Evan. He's watching it this time. I was like, okay. I was like, I'm gonna push, and I'm gonna get the top 10. I'm gonna get the top. He said, well, Pastor, you might be able to. He said, let's see who's. He said, that's Kaylee. And he's like, yeah. He said, you might. Well, no, there's 18 seconds difference between you and her. So he said, you're really gonna have to come alive. So Fresh Bread, how are you, Fresh Bread? He says, sup TDOG. Or TDOG.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's always somebody better in the
Yeah.
racing. Anyways, like there's somebody better than me, like Neon or MCK, whatever. Like Evan, there's always somebody better. Like there's 5-inch pilots that are a lot better than me, and yeah.
Well, and that's another thing too. TinyWhoop, and this is my experience. TinyWhoop. Go to my clutter here. TinyWhoop, Tiny Trainer, and Open Class. Though there's a lot of fundamentals that are the same in racing, they're very different. Like obviously you are top of the food chain in Tiny Trainers, but do you think how much of that translates over into open spec or open class?
Some of it does. I mean, really, you just have to be able to translate it. I think, like, having raw speed is better than being good at one thing or another, as far as, like, 5-inch or Tiny Train or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are a lot of pilots that are just better at being fast, and, I mean, that's good, but if you're doing that into one spec, then it's not good.
Yeah. So do you think you're? I guess the question I'm asking, you're at the top of the food chain for, literally the top of the food chain for the last 3 years for TinyWhoops. Did you go to champs this year? For
Yeah, I did really bad.
yeah, what did you place? I don't know. I don't.
20-something, 21st, 22nd. I don't know.
So there's a difference there. Can you share in for TDOG what is the difference there? Is it that the competition level is that there's more guys that's putting in the amount of time in open class that you put in TinyWhoop, or what?
I mean, I can make excuses or I can say what happened. Like,
Okay.
I'm just not as good as some of those other people. I think I had the potential, but I just didn't show it. That's what happened.
Okay, well, I think anybody that races knows that that's part of the races, part of racing. Sometimes it's not your day. You go and if you're doing 2 laps, fastest 2 laps or fastest 3 laps, especially if it's for me, it's fastest 3 laps.
Yeah.
I'll put together 2, and then one's junk,
Yeah.
and then the next one's good. I was like, okay, and then the next one's good. I was like, okay, am I going to get 3? No, junk again. And so Mark says it's morning here, 1:40 a.m. Well, thank you for staying up late with us, Mark, and Nord says, how many AIOs do you go through?
To keep a sponsorship, no all-in-ones were killed in the past 5 years. None. Nope.
None.
Kill any? No.
Now
For the sponsorship, I didn't kill any.
Oh.
I mean, I definitely killed some, but yeah. I think
but it wasn't the ones that were sponsored to you. It was those junk ones you was trying out to see if they were as good as your sponsor. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. And,
I mean, I think everybody goes through gear, and the problem in this hobby is like when you get better, it's not like something where you're snowboarding or skiing or biking or whatever, where you're going through less gear because you're better. That makes sense? Like you're easier on your gear and you're easier on yourself. It's kind of the thing where you get faster and you're just hitting stuff harder now, and you're just gonna break more stuff.
Yeah. See, because someone was telling me the other night, they were like, racing is expensive.
Yeah.
Especially 5-inch racing,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It's expensive. Street League is expensive, but it kind of gets a little cheaper as you get down to TinyWhoop, and I was talking with some guys on Discord, and they were like, well, it would be easier if I was like TDOG, and when I come home, I've got a whole box full of beta FPV stuff, and then it doesn't matter how much I break. And I was like, well, I don't know for sure that that's always the case. I found out from people much more knowledgeable than me in racing that I've been sponsored for a while and really didn't even know it, because there's manufacturers and stores that give me sometimes 50% off of their brand of product, or 40% off, or 25% off. And what someone was telling me that knows a lot more than me, that actually if it's more than 25% off or more than 20% off, then you can consider that a sponsorship. And I was like, really? I wish I'd have known that. I'd have been telling people for all along, I'm sponsored by this, and this. And then I laughed and I said, and then all of a sudden all of those companies would be like, that discount you had, it's gone. It's gone, Marty.
Yeah.
Because I'm not fast, but it is fun. You don't have to win to be fun, and all of that.
I think really the fun of it is, it's not like how fast you're going, it's the accelerate. I didn't word that correctly. I'm saying like it's not. It's the fun you're having in the hobby, really. I mean, like if you find it fulfilling or whatever, like it's if you find it fulfilling, and that's why a lot of people drop out or some people come in. And if it's not fun for you, it's not fulfilling, then don't do it.
Right. Yeah, and that's what I tell people. If the only reason why you're racing is to win or to podium, then you better put the time in, or the fun's going to go pretty quick. And because in our little group here in Southern Kentucky, multi-rotor, Middle Tennessee multi-rotor, we're building these back, and I'm in contention. I'm one of the faster guys there, and that's nice. It's nice to be that. When you're one of the faster guys, people come to you and you're like, hey, can you help me fix my quad, or what tune are you using? And I'm like, stop, beta flight tune, and but then when you go just over to Knoxville, just 4 hours away, it's a totally different chapter. And then when guys go up to like WhoopTopia, which that's one of the things I really like about what WhoopTopia does, is they have the different classes. So the newer pilots, the slower pilots and stuff, they can still podium. And I think that's pretty cool that they do that. Mr. Oops FPV says, "This is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, Tito."
Thanks, Oops.
Yeah. He got the name because he just about cut his finger off with a 5-inch quad.
Oh.
He was just up flying with me, and I told him that when he disarms to throw just especially 3-inch and above, just go ahead and when you disarm and throw that throttle stick up before you reach down.
And he didn't disarm yet.
Well, no, he disarmed, but he didn't push his throttle stick up. And when he had his radio on a lanyard, and when he bent over to get his quad, click, and it on his. There's pictures on the Discord, dude.
Yeah.
We don't want to see them because it makes me go.
It gets gory. It just draws a lot of blood. Yeah.
Yeah, and it like took half his, I think, all of his fingernail off and everything.
Yeah.
And so he had a different name, and he was on the. He was co-host on here for a while, and he's dealing with some things. Maybe he'll be back, and if not, then he's still a friend. We still fly with him and all that kind of stuff. But he's here tonight, and he was on the channel, and he was like, "I need to come up with a better FPV name," and somebody come out, and I think it might have been Brundlefly or might even Mike Bergman. Somebody, one of the guys that's the regulars on here was like, or AA. Somebody was like, "Oops, FPV." And I was like, oh, that's it. That works. Because he was all bandaged up on the stream.
Yeah.
And I was like, that works. That works. Right. So, if you got a moment, I would like, because there's some things here that you can chime in on, give me your opinion on. There's a little part of the show that I do, and it's called Mail Time, where I show people what come in the mail. So, bear with me.
Mail time. Mail time. Mail time. Mail time. Mail time. The mail's here. Here's the mail that never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want a whale. Mail!
It makes me smile to think my friends will say, I wonder what's in the mail today. What's in the mail today? What's in the mail today? I wonder.
Mail call! Copper bottom. This one's from your mom. Oh, is there anything for me? Oh, I got something for you. That's from my sister.
I recognize the handwriting.
What's in the mail today? What's in the mail today?
At 19, I wonder if you ever watched The Bear in the Big Blue House.
You looked familiar.
Well, first thing, I got a haul in. Guys don't need to see my frames and all that kind of stuff, but I got a haul in from TinyWhoop, and big shout out to Mr. Jesse after the week that he had. Finally, I picked these up. In the description, someone recommended them as good fast motors. I think that might have been you. Is that correct?
Maybe? I don't know. I mean, they're just really fast. I think if you run them on anything, you want to run them like a 12 amp.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. You think they'll pop a 5 amp?
I haven't run them on a 5 amp, but I don't want to just try it on a 5 amp and just blow the board up.
Yeah, you could do one of your non-sponsored boards just to see.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't want to do it on any board, to be honest. But
right. And finally, my first order for this came in. I placed it right before WhoopTopia of last year, and something come up with it, and shipping or whatever, and it didn't work out. And I've been trying to get it ever since, but just now got it in.
Oh, nice.
The prop popper. So I understand there might be a little bit of controversy over this, but I don't care if it gets the props off easier for me. I got big fat sausage fingers. I mean, so how many non-sponsored motors have you bent the motor shaft taking props off?
I cut like my middle finger, just
Uh-huh.
pulling off so many props. This was, keep in mind, like the ABS batch,
Mhm.
like the ABS batch of HQ props, and I like cut my finger. Yeah, it was not good. It drew blood.
Yeah. So, I got big sausage fingers, and I'm there trying to twist them off and all of that, and um, tried different things, and heard from a lot of people that this should help. So I didn't only get
Yeah.
one.
No,
I got
keep
two.
in mind, try to use the fork more than you use the plunger on that, because if you use the plunger too much, it'll bend that.
It'll bend the plunger.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I did bend like a couple of those. So yeah, just try to use the fork on it. It usually works. Quite
Yeah, just get it up underneath it and give it a good pull, or
Yeah,
try to pull it out
try
with
to
the
wedge
fork.
it under the prop. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And of course, for me, I know this is like for somebody that's shaving weights, like no, but I got to put LEDs on all of mine.
Oh, you got LEDs. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Nice.
I got to put LEDs on all of mine. So I'm I'm still at that stage where I can be slower as long as I look cool.
Yeah, as long as you look great. I mean, that's the whole point. Yeah.
I'm not going to win anyway. So, and if I'm going to lose, I'm going to look cool losing.
Cool. Yeah.
That's right. I'm going to look cool losing. So I'm going to give these a try. Might put them on the Happy Model 12 amp board. I don't know. It had some Express LRS issues of just fail-safing, though. Those boards did. But
Did the ceramic antenna break off on that, or was the ceramic antenna fine?
I don't think it had a ceramic antenna on it. I think it had a little copper antenna. I'm not sure.
Okay, because the ELRS versions of those should have a ceramic antenna.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Then
If it broke off, then you'd see like 4 pads
Yeah.
on it. Or it would
Yeah.
be-
Yeah, I've done that. I've had that happen before on some of my, on one of my beta boards, beta PV boards, I think it was.
Yeah.
And you just find which one of the 4 is the signal, and the others are the ground.
Yep.
You do it, and this is the other thing that come in today.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can get a good shot of it, but I kind of wanted to show you guys. Because it's actually
Nice.
the laser etching in here, and the Tiny Trainer HD. This is the HD 0 version. This is built by 533, and I just took it out of the box yesterday for the first time and plugged a battery into it last night, so I've not even bound it to my radio yet. But it's a hoss compared to the V1. It's like normal FPV and then Phat Pastor. So I like Phat. I don't know if you noticed, but I haven't flown it, but I did see flight of it, and wow, it's capable. Which brings me to a funny story. I told Evan this last time I saw him and asked him if he remembered it, and he was like, "Yeah, vaguely, I do." The first time that I met Evan, like I said, was at Alex Campbell's house, and I had a 5-inch racer that I built, and wait,
Ooh.
yeah, I'm going. Hang on, there we go.
Oh.
Yeah, there we go. I had a 5-inch racer that I built, and I was proud of it. It had the Mamba stack on it. It was 4S. I wasn't trying to do 6S, and I thought I had the tune good. It was running good and fast, and so I did what, because there was only like 5 or 6 of us there, and I brought a stack of pizzas for everybody. During the slow time when they were actually figuring out Freedom Spec, They were Sean Imes were there, and they were working on KVs and things like that for Freedom Spec, and I didn't know it. And I asked him, I said, why don't you fly my racer and tell me what you think? And he's like, well, okay. And he plugged the battery in and flew it around. He's like, oh, I got to land it. And I was so early into racing that my rates were at 1,000.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was at when I first started out, too, yeah.
And I was at 1,000 because, you could really do the flippity flops with 1,000. And he was like, I got to turn these rates down. So he landed it and turned the rates down. And he said, you mind if I set what rates I run? I was like, no. If it'll help me. He's like, it'll make it a whole lot easier racing. So he turned it down to 533. And then, he flew a pack. And I was like, wow. I was watching my quad. And I was like, my quad has never flew like that. And he's just running it through it. And clearly I thought he was being easy on it and everything. But he was running it hard. And he lands it and everything. I said, so, what do you think? Was it pretty good? And he looked right at me and he said, no. And he handed it back to me. He said, it's not. He says, it'll work for you. He said, but you asked me if it's good. And it's not. It's just
that's
got
the
a
nice
lot
thing
of
about progressing. You get like better builds as time goes on.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I imagine if someone was to hand you a stock Meteor 65 and say, fly this and tell me if you think it flies good. Even if it was a good Meteor 65, which I'm gathering from what you're saying that Beta FPV is probably one of your sponsors, so you're not going to dog them or anything, but you would have to honestly answer that if they said to you, does this fly good?
I wouldn't think it flies good. I don't really think any blind and fly is good right now. You'd have to do like a little bit of modifying.
Mm-hmm. Right. So there's not any bind and fly out there.
Not really. No. I think it all comes down to like the camera field of view. Like I think maybe the best bind and fly would have 702 motors on it, and you'd also have to have like a pinch camera or something of the sort on it, as well as H-Cube tri-blade props.
So after your third WhoopTopia win, is there any plans for you to talk with Beta FPV or Happy Model to come out with a Beta FPV or Happy Model version TDOG bind and fly?
I don't know.
Is that something? I mean, this
really.
not something that you would pursue, or you would even. You're not pursuing it, but would you?
I mean, I would like it to happen, but I don't think it's going to happen as far as like the progression of those. What's really happening is like everybody's just like piggybacking off of everybody as far as like, okay, this is an idea of a board, it weighs this much, and we're gonna. It has these features and everything, and it has these components on it, and then the next company goes and tries to do that. I mean, that's like all they're really doing right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, but aren't they, in effect, I mean, slowly, aren't they, in effect, slowly getting there with, like, the adaptation or the adoption, if you will, of the 0802 motors? I mean, or the 070? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for bind and flies, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, slightly, yeah. I think 702 motors are getting slightly better. I think the real thing is like trying to get the weight down on those, because one of the things that just weighs the most on the quad. Like when I'm weighing stuff, like I weigh the different parts of the quad, and when I throw the motors down and with the flight controller, it's like 8 grams. Ugh.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, with your, and another thing for, Mike Bergman said, I just popped this up, and let me go back so I can read it and everybody sees it. Fresh Bread said his whoops are specialized for his flight style. It wouldn't be great for the average pilot. Well, is that so? I mean, is the durability of your quads less than, say, that of a stock Meteor 65 or Mobula 6?
I don't know, actually. I would have to try one, but I think where they're at right now is fine, because I flew them like all of WhoopTopia and I didn't break anything.
Right.
stock Meteor 65 might be more durable because it's slower. Like it's just harder to full throttle into the wall.
Right.
You know?
Right. Well, and see that to the manufacturer's credit, when they put out a binding fly, they have to take that into consideration.
Yeah.
That there's probably a majority of the people that's buying it, or it maybe even a large minority of the people that's buying it that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to take it home and they're going to fly it around the house, and they're going to get faster, and they're going to fly right into the wall at full speed, or fly it into their sister's hair, or something like that, and you know, there has to be. I guess there has to be a bit of durability built in it. But Mike Bergman says they'd be stupid if they didn't take advantage of that. That's my frame of thinking.
I think that's what they're trying to do, is make it so that you have to replace parts on it, and that's kind of what I've seen from the beginning of the hobby. And there's give and takes. Like, I think it's honestly whatever the hair. I think it's whatever's easiest to like build, and whatever's easiest to put together. I think I've flown into my mom's hair a couple times. That's why she's saying that.
Right. Well, I was actually talking to a mother at church last night whose 4-year-old daughter, because we do this at church. They watch the channel sometimes. If you're watching, hey Rayleigh, she got a little Amazon drone. I guess I'm assuming it's Amazon for Christmas, and flew it into her hair. And luckily her mother's a hairstylist, so she was able to get it out without having to cut all the knots out. And then right after that, she flew it into her little sister's hair. So you were saying that you've had a few instances where you flew it into your mom's hair?
Yeah, I got pretty grounded after that, and that taught me to fly better. I just like split ass over people now and just hover instead of like fly, go right.
Yeah, no more face punch. She says fly swatter.
Yeah, there's actually a TinyWhoop fly swatter.
Oh,
there's like plenty of TinyWhoop products that you can get where you can just
put your hair in a net and all of that,
or whatever.
Yeah, detangler. Yeah.
I've gotten flown into my hair. I think I've hit my hair, and a couple other people like flown into my hair.
She shouted, "Grounded!"
Grounded.
Now, does that mean like you're grounded? You can't go out, or you're?
No, I'm like grounded from flying. Grounded from flying. Grounded.
Yeah, flight grounded. Yes.
Yeah.
Like FAA grounded, right? But with more authority.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, we have someone here that said they flew in their dog's hair a few times. So, okay, shave that dog. That's what I say. If it's hairs that long, shave that dog. So
my dog loves to play with whoops. I don't know if you've seen it, but he just barks at him and chases him around. It's so funny.
Yeah. Cats. TinyWhoops are like wicked for cats, right?
Cats are bipolar though. Like the cat either like runs away from it or just tries to fight it.
Yeah. Most cats that I'm not a cat person. My wife is. She tended to have those kind of cats that were like, "Hey, if you would like to rub me, then get up and come over here and rub me, because I'm not getting up until you put your Sunday best on, and then I'm going to go over there and rub against your leg and leave all my hair on."
Yeah.
So, chat, if you have any questions. So do you plan? What's the next race for you, Tito?
It is the U.S. Air Force race. I also have a local race that's coming up on the 31st. Okay.
So you'll be, and that's in Ohio, where the Air Force race is at?
I've just been going to sim races as well. Just races on the Velocidrome and everything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I understand that the WhoopTopia track is up on Velocidrome now. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And you see, I've tried to do a lot with TinyWhoop Go, but I can't get in touch with the devs, and I've got people in my membership and on the channel and on the Discord that want to do TinyWhoop Go live streams, but I know there's a way that you can go in and I guess moderate the race where I could switch from pilot view to pilot view like you do in Velocidrone. I've seen Jesse and Rab do it a few times, but I've never seen anybody else do it, and I can't, on TinyWhoop Go, I can't get any kind of answer as far as that. Now,
I don't really know about TinyWhoop Go.
Now, Mom says don't forget that you got Denver in April.
Yep.
And so TDOG, one thing that's obvious is TDOG has got a team around him that's keeping him in line, keeping his trophies organized, letting him know when it's time to ground himself for a little while, and all of that. So, are you going to the We Bleed Northeast Championship in upstate New York in March?
No, I'm not. I just have too many races coming up, and I'm going to be going back to school for a month, and then I'm going to be working. So, no, I'm not going to that in March.
Okay. Are you a Part 107 pilot?
No.
Okay. Do you have any aspirations of doing that?
No. I do have some aspirations of doing that, but no, I haven't pursued the certificate yet. I know I took a class for it, I took a drone class, so I could just take the test, do a little bit of studying, take it.
Yeah. And Mom reminds that you are starting a new job in March.
Yeah. That's what I said. Well, yeah, thanks, Mom.
Yeah, they are pit crew, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Nordy FPV says, have you found any settings to make it feel most like a Whoop in Velocidrone?
So usually what I fly right now is I fly the Beta 75X, and I don't know. I mean, you can mess with the throttle curve or whatever. I don't really mess with that. You can mess with the feed forward. I turn the TPA breakpoint off. TPA breakpoint, whatever the smaller number is. I think it's not the breakpoint. It's the TPA value. Turn that to 0, and then you got to mess with your rates a little bit for velocity. Yeah, I'm reading the chat. About aliens.
I love your family, man.
Yeah.
They have my kind of sense of humor. It says, do you think aliens exist? That's the first question. And would you race against them for the fate of humanity?
I don't know. No comment. Yeah.
No comment, right?
No comment.
Now wait. I asked the question, and you specified that you were not a robot. Can you specify and clarify that you're not an alien?
Yeah, I'm not an alien. Why?
You're not an alien. Okay. All right. Just legal citizen. That's right. Okay. All right. We'll put these questions up. The family. Y'all got him on a live stream. Ask away. So.
Yeah. So I got the Fusion trial. I don't know if you know about Fusion 360. I took a small class in high school about learning CAD software and all that. And so I designed a camera mount, and I showed it to my grandma. She's like, "Did you design that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She thought it was cool. I probably won't be because I think the trial ran out. I don't know how to use CAD or Tinkercad or whatever it is. Yeah.
Now Mike Bergman said he would race you for the for us. I guess for so if you are, because he said he's lying.
I would choose hey.
So you are alien. Wait. If he is an alien, and Mike would race him. Hang on, let me do this for effect. We're doomed. We're doomed. So, Z King says, T-Dog, can you go over a Whoop build or give recommendations on parts for top level racing Whoop?
I'm gonna go over that on my channel. I'm working on a video on that right now. I think going over that on stream is just, I don't know, it's too lengthy and it's not gonna show enough. So,
well, which is a perfect segue into something that I tell all the guests that have come on the show. once you've been on the show, you have an extended invitation. If something's going on and there's a race or something, or you do design a new frame or come out with something that you want to pop in for just 5 minutes, because you know you can do it from your phone from the park. You know, you just message me and say, hey man, I'd like to, could I pop in this Thursday for 5 or 10 minutes and tell people what I've got going on, and that invitation extends, you know, to everyone that is gracious enough to come on and be a guest on the show. So when that drops and you do that kind of stuff and you want to pop in, or if you want me to just mention it one night on the show, be like, you know, hey, I've dropped the video, here's a link, would, you know, your guys ask about it, share it, and we'll pop it on, put it in the chat here, and then recommend you. And usually it's usually around, you know, I'm not Bardwell or anything, but usually when someone comes on and we ask to boost their channel, they usually get about 100 to 150 sub boost. So
oh no, I'm not worried about that. I just see he like keeps seeing that in the chat, and I get it in comments. So I just wanted a video to answer that, and just
well, it's you need to show the parts and show what you're doing.
That's what I was
all
doing
of that.
in the video.
Yeah. Well, but also too, you need to, you know, it's your channel, so you know. So if you start coming and sending videos for me to post on my channel, I'll post them, but I mean, it's not going to help you much. So
whatever, I'll post them.
Mike Bergman said he's been wanting to sit down and learn Fusion too. Actually, oddly, you mentioned that you talked about that. When I was in high school, I took drafting, computer aided drafting, which is CAD. Well, first we started off on the board, and then we went to DOS based computer aided drafting by Autodesk. And Autodesk, I think, is the people that make Fusion 360, if I'm correct. It's either that or Tinkercad.
I think it's Autodesk Fusion 360, yeah.
Yeah, and so it was AutoCAD back, and I worked in that. I worked at the airport and did photogrammetry for 14 years, I think it was, before I went into ministry. And that was after my other careers and law enforcement and different things. And so I've got the background there for CAD and all of it, and it's a good tool to learn. It's just a lot to learn.
Yeah,
a lot to learn. So
I think the main thing is just trying to find something that you want to do, what you want it to look like, and just pick one thing at a time and build it from scratch, and just find a tool that can do that in CAD or whatever you're using, or Fusion.
Right. Yeah. And for me, you know, I don't fly KISS, but I like to keep it simple, stupid. You know, premise. That's why I don't know if you see it back here, but that's why I got the bamboo printer back here.
Oh, I think I see that. Yeah, the filament.
Yeah, I just print from my phone, and there's no bed leveling. It's none of that kind of stuff. It's just so easy. But Mom asked the question. Nicole asked the question, and she says, "How much did your lightest Whoop weigh, and how did you get it down to that weight?"
Long story. So I was working on getting a bunch of different parts for this. There was like a 3.3 volt camera and some light flight control. I forgot what it even was. If you do this with a Super V, it'll work as well. If you get like a small 5x5 camera and like a small flight controller that's really light, and then you take the USB off of that, and then you got to take the PCB off of Beta PV702 motors, and then use magnet wire on those, and then get the Beta PV Meteor airframe down to like 1.4, 1.3 grams, just like from cutting stuff away on it, and then glue the camera to the VTX. You got to use the lightest VTX you can get, which is by the Unify Nano, and then you just take the UFO off on that. You can't use an antenna on this either. And you got to glue that to the flight controller. Use one screw per motor. Cut everything off on the frame, and then what else?
Well,
and then just like glue the camera in place, and then you're good. Use bi-blade props.
Okay, so now I've got a few questions. I'm just making sure I heard right.
Yeah.
First, you need to remove. Well, one of the earlier
it wasn't
things
really a
is remove the
step-by-step.
USB.
Oh yeah, remove the USB. Yeah.
Okay, so he says that like, yeah, of course. Why would you leave the
Yeah,
USB?
yeah.
Why would you leave the USB on there?
Yeah.
And then,
I think I might have taken the OSD chip off as well. I don't remember.
now, so you have a flow station or something. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
Right.
so you're literally removing components from the board,
Yeah.
and then you said use the TBS Unify Pro,
Yep.
but take the UFL off of it.
Yeah.
So it's just
You use
no.
magnet wire on it. What?
Okay, so what are you using for an antenna?
There's no antenna. This was
There's
this
no
was
antenna.
for the light contest. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So all right. So take the USB off, which means you get one shot at that tune, right? You better make sure it's right before you take that off. So you take that off. You remove the OSD chip.
Yeah, it's like a something 32 pin. I don't know, 16 32 pin chip, IC chip. Looks kind of like a centipede or something. I don't know. Take that off.
And then you glue the camera on.
This is like in no particular order. Yeah, you'd have to mod the frame before this. You'd have to glue the VTX on, and then you put the camera on like this, so it's like at an angle. If that makes sense.
So what glue are you using?
E6000.
E6000.
Yeah.
Okay, not
I mean, if all the components worked, it would have been 9.5 grams, but some of the stuff didn't work, so it was 11.23 when it actually flew.
11.23 for your total weight.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
without a battery.
Yeah,
Without a battery.
Yeah. Oh, and I also remember I had to solder on the battery.
661. I agree. 661 completely. Wow. 11 grams. I'm currently in the place of packing up my TinyWhoop stuff, but I was going to get one out. I think my HD0 TinyWhoop, I think it's at 23 grams.
Yeah, that's what
23,
one of my
24.
race rigs weighs with a battery. Yeah. I think it's like 24, 23.9, 23 or something. I don't know.
Right, with the battery, right?
Yeah, with the battery. Yeah.
I agree. My mind is blown also. So there, even if you do put the time in, then you got to go through all of that, Now that's not your normal. What's your average weight of the
Average
of the rig
weight
you
is
fly?
about probably 15 grams now.
About
15 and a
15.
half. Yeah.
That's about the sweet spot for you.
Yeah.
Now, do you leave that's taking USB off of that too?
Yeah, it's really easy. Like when you see the video, you're gonna be like, "Oh, this is so easy. I don't know why I didn't do this." Like you take like cutters and you just peel off one side, peel off the other, and then you just yank it off, and then use a normal USB. I don't know. It's not that bad.
Now you said, and you use a normal USB, but my thinking is after you do that, you're not flashing, you're not doing anything else to that, right?
So it's like the metal, the metal shielding around the micro USB. I'm taking that off of that.
Oh, okay. So you still can hook it up to Betaflight.
Yeah, you just have to like hold it down because it's like kind of floppy.
Nothing there to hold it. Right?
Yeah.
You removed the case. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. I mean, you can still shoot the gun. You just got to use your hand as the barrel. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So he says, "Dang, I'm happy with my 18 grams." Oh yeah. When you figure that, well, it's it's at a different level, right? I mean, that's to to get there. I mean, he said earlier that, you know, with what's out there, that he didn't think that he could get the speed with what's stock out there. So, you know, so I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. I think like anything below 18 grams is in the right direction. You know.
Right.
Yeah, I think the props that came out just now, the HQ prototype props. Have you seen those?
I think so.
Yeah, those are like really good as far as like cornering and everything. They help drop weight. Yeah. I don't know. I'm running out of stuff to say.
But you sound like you're running out of stuff to remove for weight too, also, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm looking here at my notes to see if there's other things that I wanted to ask you. I'm looking at chat too, so.
See chat messages. Give us questions.
Yeah, give us question. All right, don't look like they're giving, so I'm gonna have to come up with more dad joke questions. What radio do you use?
Boxer.
So, all right, that's what I like to fly. That's my radio of choice.
What? I was gonna tell you the configuration. You want to know the configuration, or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So it's got like LED gimbals and AGO1s on it.
Right.
And I've had it since around this time last year, and I've put probably 1,000 hours on it.
Wow.
Yeah, very fancy.
Yeah.
And it's got a Ranger module on the back, 6200 I think, or whatever the larger lithium battery that Radio Master Cells has. So yeah. Oh, and then I got 533 stick-ons on it. These are the hyper stick-ins.
Oh yeah.
But they're just they're clear. I asked them to send me some clear stick-ins. They had them make some. Yeah.
So, all right. So, what rates do you run?
What rates? I don't really know off the top of my head right now because I'm like changing rates in the sim. They're about like around 850 degrees, and then 533, 533. And in that order, it's like roll, pitch, and yaw. That makes sense. I just go at like above 800 because just for roll for like ladders and corkscrews and stuff.
So you have your roll at above 800. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
I mean, it's better for like ladders and corkscrews and stuff like snappy stuff like that. It's better for loops.
Yeah, because when I'm watching you, the way that it's almost like watching you race is almost like watching Mr. Steele.
Do flips and stuff.
Yeah, it is. So that even though Grandma says even though you have a lightweight drones, you still have to have the skills like he does to maneuver them. Yeah, that doesn't. It's like I tell.
Yep.
Yeah, well, it's like I tell people, I play guitar. I'm not good, but I play guitar. But the logic that some people use is like, I want the exact build that Mr. Steele's got, or I want the exact build that TDOG's got.
Yeah.
Would be equivalent to me walking into a music store in Nashville, which happens sometimes, and see one of Eddie Van Halen's guitars up in a case, and go, if I was to buy Eddie Van Halen's guitar, I could play so much better.
Yeah, it's like any hobby,
Yes.
like per se darts. My uncle's in the chat. He probably knows what I'm talking about if he's still watching. We've been experimenting with darts a lot recently and just trying to figure out. Like, I'm trying to figure out what darts I'm throwing good with, and yeah, he's really good at darts. He always beats me at darts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
But yeah, say like I got a good dart setup, like a pro player's dart. I'm not gonna throw like them. Darts.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm behind a little bit on the chat. It says, do you get used to flying fast by slowly increasing speed, or just fly fast until you can figure it out how to control the quad?
I think you try to learn consistency before you try to fly fast. I mean, you're kind of doing it all at the same time, anyways, right? I mean, it's just practice, you know.
Yeah, it's the old saying that when I first started racing, they would tell me all the time that fast is smooth. Yes, whoops are awesome, Bobby Bags. Fast is smooth and smooth is fast. So first on the track, you learn the track, and then you try to get smooth. This is me. This is my process, and I try to get smooth in the track, and then I look at where I can cut the corners and change my lines a little bit. That can shave off tenths of a gram or tenths of a second, because tenths of a second adds up just like tenths of a gram add up.
Yeah.
And I've learned that with me, at least, of course, I'm not the average bear. With me, I get the smoothness and then I push it. But if I push too fast, I mean, you can see it on DRL if you go back and watch them. They push too hard, and they start coming out of the corners, and they're wobbling, and they're having to correct to get back. That's slowing you down.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter if after you do this and you get straight back out that you go full stick for a while. It's much better to come out and get that turn and be smooth as you come out of it than it is to almost crash, now bang, back fast out of the end, almost crashed. So
yeah, taking a turn correctly is better than taking it twice. You know?
Right, or bouncing off the, unless you can bounce off the gate like you and end up back in the same direction.
I think I just get lucky, to be honest. I don't know. It's probably flying style. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, I watched quite a bit of WhoopTopia, and when Jesse would talk about that, I was like, let me see. That dude, he did. He just hits the gate, and when he spins out, he's right back where he started. I'm like over here 4 gates over by the time I corrected or something. But I guess you fly. What do you fly on average? You fly every day?
Yeah, every day. I try to fly every day. Yeah.
About how many packs do you say you fly a day?
I mean, it depends. I've been flying sim more recently because I got sick because I wasn't able to do the stream, so I was just flying on the sim. Every day I try to fly, if I can, just as many packs as I can, whatever I have time for. Sometimes it's 50, sometimes it's 20, whatever. You know, sometimes it's 130, whatever. Like, just as many as I have time for.
Mm-hmm. Twisted Carbon, who is right now the guy to beat in our area in the races, he asked the question. He says, who impresses you in the FPV community?
Yeah. Dude, yeah.
No.
Are you? No, we're talking about. I thought we were talking about speed, right? We're talking about speed.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, we gotta say the elephant in the room, right? Minchin? Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was the elephant in the room. No, I'm joking.
You?
Yeah. Minchin. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the real thing is he's got time. I'm like nobody else.
Like 100 packs a day.
100 packs a day. I don't know how he does it, honestly, because like when I'm flying 200 packs, whatever, 150 packs, like I have to do that when the sun is down, and I have to do that when the sun is down, from start to finish. Like the sun is, like I have to do it with using artificial light, and he's able to do it in the span of a day. If that makes sense. Like in the span of like the sunlight. I don't know how he does.
Yeah, back when I was grinding and set up a track in my yard and would fly outside, I could do 100 packs a day, but it was in the summertime, and you had to have good weather, and you had to be most of the day. You know? So let me see here.
I think that's the real challenge is like how efficient you can be at getting through those set packs. Like if you're really efficient at flying, that you're going to get more practice in. And it's also like how long you can fly for, because he flies for like 40 seconds. So if you take that into account, he's only flying for like less than 2 hours, maybe even 2 hours with like 40-second flight times, 150 times.
Now, I'm assuming Robert is uncle that you were talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, he says you do have a better shot of playing well with better equipment.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely true, yeah.
You do have a better shot of throwing better darts with more balanced, accurate darts that are the same as everyone you throw instead of, if there's, let's say a 25% difference in between the weight or whatever in between in particular dart set.
Oh, they go crazy. They go from like 1 gram to probably 50 grams. They're crazy darts. But, I mean, usually they're between 21 and 28 grams or something. Darts.
And so, what do you do to lessen the weight of a dart? What are you?
Lessen the weight? Yeah,
what do you do there?
I'll show you my darts. Hold on. Can I?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Sure. We're going to get the wisdom of darts and all of that. So.
Yeah. So
darts.
I'll show you over here as well. I got a dartboard over here.
Darts versus whoops.
So these are. I saw this guy hit like a 150 checkout with these. These are Simon Whitlock darts, and the grip is like right here, as you can see the balance point right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these are the best darts for me right now. I think they're like 22 grams. But yeah, I'm not very good at darts.
I was going to tell you to turn your camera and let us see you throw some darts.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Turn on the laser.
Oh.
Laser line.
So he's got laser. He's got darts with freaking laser beams.
Laser. I'll go for bullseye. This is gonna be embarrassing though.
Isn't that what you always go for?
No, you gotta go for different parts on the board. Yeah, there you go. Go bullseye. Yep.
All right. Yeah, see, that shows what I know. I used to have the dartboard growing up that you turn it over and it had baseball on the other side. Anybody have that?
Yeah, so like these are doubles, and then these are triples, and then like every red section that's all doubles. This is a single, this is a double, and then this is 25 points, and then this is 50 points. I don't know if you can see on this, but yeah, what you usually want to hit in like a normal game is like a triple 20, because that's 60 points compared to a double full, which is 50.
So it looks like, I think, if I'm understanding, Uncle Robert had one of those dartboards that you could turn it around and it had baseball on the back of it. You hit for like a home run or double or triple or whatever. So you actually played baseball with darts. So that's for those of us that did good to hit the board.
Nice.
All right. Well, we won't keep you. If you got any questions for him, we're not gonna keep him too much longer, guys. What was it? Well, I've been talking to you. I started talking to you back before Christmas about coming on.
Yeah, and then it just kept getting pushed back.
Well, that's I can say it in case he's watching. That is completely Nick Burns' fault. So I was trying to work and still trying to work it out with Nick. I'm teasing. Nick's a great guy, and he's really working with me to try to work out this Thursday nights don't really work good for his family, and that's when most people from my channel want to see him. So I was trying to work it out with him, and then I think his wife got sick, and then it started to work out, and then I got pneumonia, and I got sick, and then of course Christmas rolls around and everything, and then right after Christmas I start looking at it, and it was like, well, this is, WhoopTopia is coming up, and I know he's trying to get ready for that, and then he actually I think you Facebook messaged me and it's like, hey, are we still going to do this thing? And it's like, yes, we are. I said after the first of the year. I did say after the first of the year. So, and then we tried to line it up, and then you got sick, I guess, coming home from WhoopTopia, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Just got over it.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, Night Train says he played in a league for years.
Nice.
And,
Yeah, my uncle's playing in a league right now.
Says, what's your channel, buddy? I don't.
Oh, I think he's talking about me. My
Oh.
channel is.
Yes.
It's fine if I say it.
Let me do it.
I guess you
I'll
can put it
find
on screen. Yeah.
Yeah, hang on. Let me pull it up. I had it, and
Or even just
closed
put it in the description if you can't get it right now.
Yeah, I'll get it. Let me. I thought I.
Wait,
Do I not have it?
No, it
Do I?
doesn't.
Do I not have it in the comments below? I know I have all of that set up in my
I don't know.
OBS setup, which like I said earlier, I'm in the process of changing all of that. So making that move over, but there's still some serious bugs that I am having to work out on OBS. The bugs that we are.
OBS is still weird.
Yeah, it's all right. Where do I get your link? Hang on. Here we go. Copy.
Questions. Give us questions. We're out of questions.
There we go. There's the link to his channel, and I'm gonna share my screen and give you guys how to kill a tiny trainer.
Tiny trainer.
Battery. Yeah, that's one of
That's
them.
pretty
Let's
good.
see. Let me show a clip from WhoopTopia for you. Let me get this.
You might want to mute it because you're probably going to get copyrighted by the music.
Yeah, I just heard that. It's probably not going to play the audio anyway because my soundboard is jacked up right now.
Yeah,
So,
I just go crazy with the music on mine. I'm like, whatever, just put whatever on it. Copyrighted, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about me, but I don't know if it's that YouTube don't like me or whatever, but whenever they throw the copyrights at me, they're like, cut all audio out for this section or take a strike.
Yeah,
or don't play it in America or something like that, or you can only play it in Russia. So
this was qualifying. I like launch right away on this, I think.
here we go.
Yeah, so this was I think this was a qual run. I don't remember which qual run this was. Probably actually be able to tell them. What?
Yeah, what was the most difficult part of this track for you?
Probably that gate that I just hit, the top of that ladder and the wall of gates. Spin up again.
What did they call it? The non-Tetris or something like that?
I don't know. That was really fun, the little L gate. But this part with like the top of that ladder on this wall, like that part, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Wow. It's
I
just.
think you could tell though what run this was because of the crash and the color of the gates.
So what was your PB for? What was it? 3 laps y'all were running?
I think it was like 440. No, it was 2 laps. We were
2
running
laps?
2 laps. Yeah.
So you were like 40 seconds?
Yeah.
Wow. So like 20 seconds a lap. Wow.
Yeah, AK was like, "Oh, can you run a sub 40 or no, I couldn't do it." I almost got it though. I think I hit like a 19 and a 20 in the last run. And in the finals, I remember I think this was it, where I hit like a couple sub 20s, maybe a sub 20.
What goggles do you use?
These are they're HD0 goggles. I don't have a feet, but yeah, they're HD0 goggles with an analog adapter.
Okay. What analog module do you use?
Rapid fire.
Okay.
I think I'd be better on Fusion though, to be honest. I just didn't want to
Yeah.
remake the investment of buying them again. I wanted to try Rapid Fire, and Fusion didn't have any desyncs for me. I think I'm just gonna get a Fusion module, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah, crash.
Any advice for somebody wanting to get serious about Whoop racing? A simulator or clear out your
simulator.
basement? Clear out your basement and start going at it.
I think simulator, and then once you learn to fly, try to learn to build as well, because you're gonna want to learn to fix them.
Right.
Like put one together, or have somebody help you put one together, and once you do that, then you're gonna be able to like fix it and everything. And that's one of the things like some of those people at Folsom would struggle with when they were starting out is like learning to build, and that's what people working at Folsom, because it was like a drone store as well. They would help with was like how to fix and maintain the drones and stuff. You see your subscribe things.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling people that's one of the ways. Go to his channel and subscribe to him, guys. While he's talking, he's got 2,000 subscribers. How is it you only have 2,000 subscribers? You should have more than that.
I don't know.
He
I'm
needs
kind
more
of
than
proud
that.
of it. I'm proud of it, to be honest. I'm like comparing myself to other people that race, and I'm like, well, they don't have as much as me. So.
Right. I guess you're not doing reviews and things like that and all of that,
Yeah.
and stupidly long live streams that you're sitting there saying, please ask questions because we're not at 2 hours yet. So,
Yeah.
but no, go out and subscribe to him, guys, and right here poking up from underneath my keyboard. Do you have any? Is there any TDOG merch out there?
TDOG merch. I think that the only kind of merch there is from FPV Outreach, and that's like a TDOG sticker.
Oh, speaking of that, I did not show that at.
Oh, you have one?
At mail time. Oh, I have a TDOG sticker. Yeah.
Nice. I don't even have one.
You don't?
No.
Let me see if I can show you where my TDOG sticker is at. If I can. It's heavy. Yeah.
Well, it's on that. Okay.
TDOG.
Oh, nice. Nice. I see it. Yeah. Nice.
There
What
you
is
are. That's got my video equipment in it.
Nice.
That's Calvin peeing on remote ID like
Yeah.
this. This is something that I come up. This is why Teespring doesn't sell my shirts. Well, all of my shirts anymore is because I first come out with that with Calvin peeing on DJI, and the shirt sold. So when the remote ID thing come out, I put it on remote ID, and they sent me samples, and then stopped. There was people that made orders for them, and they sent the money back to them. And I don't know if it was that. I don't know if the FAA was like contacted them or something and said whatever. But anyway, I wanted to show this because I've not even looked at it, and I wanted to share it with the people during mail call. And I'm not gonna play the thing again, but this is this week's come to me this week FPV Outreach sticker pack. Fresh bread.
Fresh bread.
The little Outreach cars. This is that
I don't know what that is.
I don't know. I was thinking it's. I don't want to
I feel
speak out of
bad for
turn
not
here.
knowing.
That's not Whoop University.
Oh,
No.
it might be actually. I think it is. It looks like it. I don't know. That's all. That's my best guess.
Yeah.
I feel bad for not knowing.
Yeah, me too. Because that's the best.
Big wing quad.
That's the best way for a quad to die.
Yeah. Nightwing Quad.
Yep. Yep.
Who's that?
FPV. And Happy Holidays. Movie.
Nice.
Entertainment. Defy Gravity. And also, if you want to be a artist that contributes art to this, go on to FPV Outreach and hit Jesse up and see. There's some the prop poppers and Better Than Wings. I think this is the first time I've seen off-axis Marcel off-axis on here. So yep, this is this month's sheet. So
Nice.
And then if you get a big box to put your stuff in, and you can, look like an actual roadie or something when you carry your FPV gear somewhere. That has my Event VRX, timers, cables, microphones, all that kind of stuff that I use to set up for a race.
Nice.
So I only have one Event VRX, I'm not doing the two. Like, I'm not anywhere near. Oh, sorry about that, brother. Closed the wrong one. Here I go again. Yeah, it's not dyslexic being easy. There we go. Watch this. Which side? Oh, there you go. All right. So, yeah, and also, I just got this for racing.
Oh, Stream Deck, nice.
Yep. Big shout out to Heads from Infinity Loops for sending me this one, which is already in the process of being. This is from OBS. So when I tell you guys I'm setting up OBS, you can see here that I am. I've gotten my scenes and things like that. And members should know, because there's been a couple of members only streams where I'm like, "What? Can you hear me now?" So it's like the beginning of this stream. Nope, it's still crackling, Marty. I don't know what you did, but it's just snap, crackle, pop. So, all right. How much are cards?
Which one are the cards? Oh, I don't think those are for.
TD.
You can't really get those. Those were from a race. The baseball cards.
Okay.
Those were from Drones in the Desert. We looked at those earlier.
Do you 3D print?
No, those were just from a race. They made baseball cards for all the pilots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if there's somebody out there listening that's got their own like little home sticker machine or something like that, and would like to print up like a few dozen of the TDOG stickers for you and all of that, how would they get in touch with you? On
They'd
Facebook?
have to be Jesse, because I'm just having Jesse do that.
Okay, it would have to be Jesse. Okay, so you're just leaving that for Jesse. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now, from what I understand, now these, my understanding with Jesse, with the FPV outreach, is the stickers that you give him for this are one of a kinds.
Yeah.
These are not like my Phat Pastor logo stuff that I put all over everything. It's the only place you can get that
it's more
version.
like a team pilot type of thing, where like on the team, so it's like all these big stickers for anybody. He already has the design, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you are a TinyWhoop team pilot.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. So, all right. Well, let's see if we got anything else. Any other questions?
Questions? We have 5 minutes left. No.
we can stretch. We can stretch this. So, you running the HQ props, right?
Oh yeah. I'll just go grab one of my builds.
Okay. That'll work.
20 seconds.
While he's gone, we can do this.
¡Ay, que se moja, que se moja!
Yeah, I just played a funny clip while you were gone.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, he come back and like, what's going on? And I'm like,
I wasn't talking to you, Deeds. I was talking to that squirrel over there.
Oh.
so go ahead. You got the screen, my man.
All right, here's my build. This was the build that won WhoopTopia. I'm gonna have to give it to Jesse eventually, but these are the Callisto motors. You didn't hear that from me because I still want these motors to buy, but and then this is the beta board, which I rotated. You can see, like I rotated it 90 degrees. Let's see, you can see that clearly.
Okay.
And then I have the camera, just normal wires, custom RC mods camera mount, and then VTX with a resistor on the side, and then a little wire antenna. No, wait, no, I didn't have a wire antenna. I had like a mono pole right
So
there.
what's the resistor for?
That's for smart audio. Yeah. Oh, and then here's the HQ props. HQ props. Yay!
Oh yeah.
And there's all the mods done on the frame. Yeah.
So what do you do? You basically cut. Do you cut parts away from the supports, or do you just basically sand on the frames?
Yeah. So I cut this. This is the most important part. The arrow goes in the front. All right. See the camera? Arrow. Camera arrow.
Yeah.
Arrow goes in the front. Arrow points forward. Now that we're done with that, you cut these off. Cut this off, and then you cut this off, and then you got this that you cut off. Like normally there's something there, and then I didn't sand these, but you can cut those or sand those off with a file. And then these two, as well as like these little supports on the frame here. They're kind of hidden by the motor wires, but cut those away as well.
So do you run the TinyWhoop folded cell 300s, or do you run the smaller packs?
Yep. No, I use the 300s for flight time.
Okay. So could you have ran the 260s at WhoopTopia and finished?
270s.
Or 270s, yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't want to chance it. Like if I messed up a run and like cut short a run, then I think it probably wouldn't have been any good. So I would have preferred to just run.
It needs more pink.
Yeah. They actually do make a pink version of these props, the blue props. And you get a version of those. So if that's your fancy, then you can run those.
All right. So are you going to Mayhem?
I don't know. I'm actually discussing that with that lady that just asked that comment.
You're discussing that with management, right?
Yes, management. Yeah,
management. You're with your pit crew and management. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. Someone asked me today. Another pastor messaged me today, and he's like, "Hey man, you available for lunch tomorrow?" And I was like, "I don't know. Let me talk to my handler."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, tell her pretty please." So he knows who I'm talking about. So if you're watching, Ronnie, shout out to you, brother. Needs more pink. All right. So there's his build, and we are now 2 hours into the stream. So we did it. Do you have any questions for me, or anything that you would want to add to the community? Things, announcements, whatever things people to be watching for from TDOG. What can we expect? Just more racing, or well, you said you're going to have some
I'm
some
gonna
videos.
have a video. Yeah,
you're going to have a build video on what you use and all of that.
Yeah.
With affiliate links, I'm sure.
Affiliate links.
Affiliate links in the description below.
No,
So,
what I'm gonna try and do is actually credit the people that made the mods and like their ideas and stuff on that.
So let me ask you this. So you're a Team TinyWhoop pilot,
Yeah.
but you don't fly TinyWhoop Go.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I mean, the main thing was for me is like it caps your frame rate to 120 frames, and I have like a couple. So right behind me, sending it back, but that monitor behind me, wrong side, that is a 540 hertz monitor. I'm not using it anymore, but it just caps the frames, and I don't like that. Like,
I guess as fast as you fly, you need smoking fast monitor.
And it also like messes with the physics if you cap it to 120 frames.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so you feel that the physics are better for TinyWhoops on Velocidrome?
Yeah, with my machine and everything, yeah.
Okay, all right. Say your channel.
I was going to ask you, how did you get started in FPV? I mean, this is kind of like a you thing.
Okay, that's fine.
Interview you.
That's fine. It was actually my brother. It was 95 or 96. I was always interested in it from a kid. Everything that flew, kites, foam, the little balsa things where you spun the little propeller. I'd always get those things, and I got married in 94, so it was probably 95, 96. I come back, was visiting my mother's. My older brother, still lived at home at that time, and I noticed that he had a Superstar 40 from Tower Hobbies, or Hobby Town, a balsa built monocoque nitro airplane. Had it hanging from the ceiling.
Classic. I remember those.
Yeah, and it was bigger than this one over here, which is that one there, that Pitts.
Yeah.
That Pitts has got that's a 28 inch wingspan on it. All of these up here are ultra micros up here.
Nice.
And so I saw that hanging from his roof, from his ceiling, and I was like, he didn't fly it, he just built it. And I was like,
You just built it as a model, you're saying?
Yeah, he built it to hang from his ceiling, and because he was into cars, he was a team pilot or team driver for Team Losi for RC cars, nitro cars, and I asked him to buy it, and he didn't want to sell it to me, so I said, well, let's go, and I'm gonna get one, and you and I will build it. We were hanging out a lot at that time, my brother and I, and so I went and picked up a Superstar 40 with a high-tech Flash 4-channel radio that had the crystals in it, just one band.
It was like FM.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I remember my channel was 82, and so we built it, and in the course of getting it built and everything, we found a local hobby shop and went in the local hobby shop, and they had planes hanging all over the ceiling that were what do you call it, consignment. They would sell them for people, and I bought a I think it was a SIG Senorita, which was basically like a J3 Cub.
Yeah, that's actually what I started with. Yeah,
a J3 Cub balsa built with a 25 motor on it, and I bought it used, and me and my brother took it out where I live right now. My brother lives next door to me, but where my brother lived was my parents' house, and this was an open field where I live here, and around us is 290 acres. And if you watch some of my videos, you'll see I'm flying over big fields and stuff. So we went to one of these fields with that 25, and I think he had a little 25 also, and it was like 15-mile-an-hour wind gusting 20, and it was like, let's just try it. So we did all the testing, the flaps, not the flaps, but the ailerons, everything was moving right. Range testing was good. So I took it off from the road, and it was in the wind, nose into the wind, and the wind just got the gusting, and it was like full speed and going like 5 miles an hour forward, and it's just all over the place. And then I just like bring it back down and land it in the grass. It flew like 20 foot, and I was like, yes! And I was shaking and everything. So it was a horrible flight, but I didn't crash it. And then he took his off and was flying it, and the wind gust got it and took it up, and I thought he was gonna crash, but it pulled it into a loop, and then he kind of winged over into the grass in a field because we took off from a road but was flying near high grass. So we knew if we had a problem, get over the high grass and you be able to save it.
Yeah.
So we had no simulators back then at that time. Nothing. The way to learn back then was to get with somebody that knew, and you had a buddy box. You would hook your radio to theirs, and they would teach you how to fly. Yep. Or get it way up in the air and hand you the controller, and be a few,
mistakes away.
A few mistakes from away so I could grab it back.
Yeah.
And so we did that, and we got to where we could fly all right. And then we got involved with an AMA group and went out, and this older guy, like in his 70s, we went to his house, and he had a grass strip behind his house, and he showed us the basics of taxiing, and because my Sig Senorita was a tail dragger.
Yeah.
And if you're taxiing and taking off and landing a tail dragger like that Pitts,
it's going to tip over.
Yeah. You got to know that it's different than tricycle landing gear, which is like a Cessna or something. Yeah. And so you could probably tell from what's hanging in my room. I like
a lot
biplanes.
of tail draggers. Yeah.
I like biplanes. That's the
biplanes.
OG,
yeah,
that's the OG Waco there.
Yeah.
That's the Beast. That is a smaller Pitts, just like this one right over he right there. Yeah. Those are UMX versions of this one.
Nice.
And I like. There's some video, and around the other side of the TV there, I have the Turbo Timber, which there's a chase video there, and on this back wall over here, I have the what is that called? The Osprey.
Oh, nice.
The Ultra Micro. I can do this. Probably make you a little sick, but okay, you can see it. I keep it. Some of my friends are like, "Why don't you put that there?" It's got a drone motor in the back of it, so these nacelles turn and it'll take off like a drone. Then you get up in the air and it turns into like an airplane. So and then the A10 Warthog kit, of course. Nice. So I know people are that's supposedly like a big no in streaming to move your camera because it makes people sick. But if it makes you too sick, let me know. I got some Play-Doh. I will send you, and you can sniff it and get to feeling better. So that's what I tell people. There we go. All right. So that's how I got into it. Doge. So
boys in the chat.
Oh yeah. So where's the Doge cat come from? Because of TDOG?
Yeah.
Okay. But before we sign off tonight, do you feel the urge at all to sing the TDOG song for us?
No. I did not like that at all. Actually, I really didn't like that.
That wasn't you that was singing it?
No, that was Dave Hornicorn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, see, my memory is bad. I thought it was you the first year that was like singing it and was like, and I was thinking like, well, if he's singing the song so that he can concentrate to fly,
No, I was like screaming at him because he was messing up my
concentration.
Concentration, yeah.
Oh, so he's playing a little psychiatric game with you there in the pits, huh?
He was saying it was making me a better pilot. I was just like, oh, can you not do that?
Okay. So here I am thinking that, in my messed upness, that you had come up with the song or something, and, that it was, that there was some secret to it, like the 4X shirt on a, on what?
No, that was from Dave. He worked there for a while, for a lot of Wilson. Yeah.
Okay. Rick Adventure. I don't think I've seen this before.
Rick Adventure? Something right?
Rick Adventures.
They're all popping in now that the stream is ending and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta watch it back.
Yeah, so you're on the West Coast, right? Or
no, Rick?
No, you.
Me? Oh, me. Oh no, I'm in Colorado. I'm kind of on the West Coast. Yeah.
Okay, you're in mountain time,
Yeah,
right?
Mountain Time. Yeah.
Okay, so we're in Central, so it's not that much different. Just
Yeah.
an hour. So, well, that's how I got involved. And like I told you before the stream, so I was into the airplanes. Quads were already out. Of course, most of the stuff I was flying was Horizon or Spectrum because
Yeah.
I was into airplanes. And Spectrum had come out with like a 180 or something like that, and I got it, and it didn't fly very good.
Oh, the like the 180QX.
Yeah, the bigger one.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, and it didn't fly very good. It had a little camera pod you could put on the bottom that would
Yeah,
give
those
you
are weird.
a little 720p, and it was all right. When I put an FPV camera on it, it was all right. Actually, a guy at my church ended up buying it. I think he still got it, but then I had that head injury, and I lost purposeful hand use, and lost the ability to fly line of sight. I just, as you know, flying airplanes, when you're flying away from you, left is left and right is right. But when you're turning back, that's not the same case. You gotta fly the nose of the airplane and keep your orientation.
Yeah.
And I couldn't. I'd lose it. I'd lose that orientation. I could not keep that orientation, and I'd had it for years. And so a friend of mine, McFlies, I don't know if he's been on tonight or not, but he told me to come to the park and had a I don't remember what quad it was now. I think I've said before that I think it was the Mantis, but I don't think that's right. I think he's corrected me that is not right. But he had a little FPV quad, and he flew it and put me in a set of foam box goggles.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. When I rode with him, and of course I was still recovering from the head injury, and when I rode with him, that was it. And I was like,
Yeah.
hey, I can fly again. So I went out and I got the Inductrix and the OG Baby Hawk, the white one.
Nice.
And started just flying around in the house, and then went out in the yard and was flying around in that, and it's been FPV since. I've got RC trucks and cars, and I even do little races with the little tiny ones.
Yeah.
That's what the Pocket Pro-Am thing is. I do those at church. It's got set up like a four channels, like a race, and you got a racetrack set up.
Nice.
And so, yep, that's it. I'll put FPV on about anything. I want someone to build me a zero turn that will work, that I can hook my Boxer to, and I can sit in my recliner, which is right over there. My TV's right
Drive
there.
all around your house.
So I can mow my grass.
Oh,
I want to mow my grass with it.
Yeah.
It was sitting in the air conditioner because I'm on about a little over an acre here of my yard. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I want somebody to do it. I seen somebody do it with on YouTube with a powered wheelchair motors on a push mower, and I was like, I've got to do that. So, but I don't have enough time to do that. I barely have enough time to build TinyWhoops and stuff. So, but yep, that's how I got started. So do you mind it when people call you Doge Cat?
I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess TDOG come from Tristan, right?
Yeah.
And then just
I mean, what happened was we really were just talking about, like, when we were making a multi-GP account, I was like, oh, well, he already calls me that, so I'll just be called T-Dog. Because I already went to a multi-GP race, and I put, like, Tristan Teft as my pilot name, and it would call Tristan Teft on the timer, and it was so annoying. It was like, that's so annoying.
Mhm.
So I prefer T-Dog and be made fun of people that don't fly FPV, to be made fun of like that, instead of be made fun of by people. I'm not going to be made fun of by people in the FPV hobby if I put my first and last name as my pilot name, but it's just so annoying on the timer.
right,
So
right,
better to do that on the timer.
right. Yeah, and the timers don't always read them right. He said, imagine FPV head tracker on a riding mower. Well, I don't have to worry. It takes me about 45 minutes to mow my grass. I don't want to. I'd just rather look at this TV screen. Have it on the TV screen here, but you know. And my uncle lives on one side of me, and my brother lives on the other side, so I'm not worried about running over anybody's little dog or anything like that. So I'm good to go. So, well, T-Dog, I appreciate you coming out and being with us tonight, man. Like I said before, anytime, you know, it's an open invitation. You know how to get in touch with me. And if you want to come on and just drop a note about what's going on and, you know, something new coming up in your life or whatever, or please feel welcome to drop in and anytime to say hi. And those of you watching, a lot of people watch the streams afterwards. If you're watching this afterwards, there'll be a link in the description. If I don't already have it already, I'll get it there after this is done, to T-Dog's channel. Go over there and subscribe and give him some love there and help him. And you know, that's about the only way that I can help you, brother. You're like, you're smoking fast as a pilot, and you got it together, and starting a new job Friday, and now, okay, well, now I'm going to get nosy. Are you single?
Yeah. Why?
Okay, so ladies, he's single.
Right.
If you're
don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
if you're in the Colorado area, he is starting a new job and everything, but you know, and you're ready to pass the grandma and the mom test, you know, because I think they're, from what I can tell, that they watch over him pretty close, which is good. So you know, actually there's a few people in my church, when Heads comes on, they're like, oh, we just love it when you have that gray fox on there. Because, you know, he's gray-headed and everything. He's quite several years younger than I am.
Yeah.
We just love it when you have that gray fox on there. We don't know anything of what he's talking about, but I told him that on his channel. He's like, yeah, I kind of have that effect on the elderly. So what's this? No, don't introduce him to the ladies.
Lose interest in quads. No.
Oh, no.
Exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. If she likes you, she's going to love what you love. She might not actually want to fly, but she'll support what you love. You know,
Yeah.
my wife don't care a thing at all about RC, radio control. She never has. Don't want to fly. My oldest would fly around TinyWhoops in the house with me for a little while. She's 27 now, so but my wife supports what I'm doing. She's like, hey, it's a good thing, go do it, you know. She's not like, you know, you're just a bunch of men playing with toys and
Yeah, well, it's not going to work then if it's like that, you know.
Yeah. No, because I mean, you know, that's became, with as much work as you put into it, it's become part of who you are. And you know, whether that remains to be part of who you are, who knows? But at least right now, it's part of who you are, and so, you know. But there's there's ladies out there that like FPV. I know, I see them. Let's see what my lady Crazy do. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were both at WhoopTopia, actually.
Has been flying for about 7 years. She's a gym. Yep. There you go. Actually, Z King. Oh, here's a name I've not seen before. What was it? Hang on. J Scars. Thanks, T-Dog, Phat Pastor, great stream. Yeah, I haven't seen that name before. Trying to get it up there. I know Z King. He likes to fly. His wife doesn't fly, but she helps run the races for him. She's the one that herds the cats in the races and all. So Miss Tirsa, she's there with him, and your mom and grandma obviously support what you're doing. And so have you ever put mom in a set of goggles?
Yeah, she gets really like dizzy. She actually has to take like medicine if we go on like a cruise ship or anything, or a boat.
Right.
Yeah, so if she ever puts the goggles on, she's like 30
Motion.
seconds, just done. Yeah.
Motion sickness, right?
Yeah.
So, but she can watch you on a screen, or she got to look away.
I don't know actually. Usually I'm flying when that happens. So yeah.
Yeah, Z-King says he says he's got himself a pretty good drone wife. She don't fly, but she helps run the races and supports me. Yep, there you go. So, all right, Tristan, thanks, buddy, for coming out.
Yeah,
like I
sure.
said, any time, keep in touch.
I'm glad we could finally make it work. Like
Yeah, glad you're feeling better,
Yeah.
and I'm feeling better. So, and I've adjusted my quad so I look like a little person now sitting here. Not my quad, I've adjusted my camera angle. There we go. Yeah, so I heard about that. Like, it's like they were interviewing you, right?
What do you
It's
mean?
like-
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was, like, standing like this.
Yeah, that's what Matt Itmom. He was on Tuesday. I had
Well,
an
you know-
impromptu string Tuesday, and he
There
did
was-
it the opposite way and come up. Yeah,
There was like no chair. They had no chair, so it was just those two in the chairs. And they were like, "Can you come and like get on the stream for us?" And there's no chair, so I just slowly got down.
right, right. Mom says motion sickness bad.
Yeah.
So, does she have to ride up front in the car? That's my wife. There's no riding in the back seat
I
for
don't
my
know.
wife.
She's never really in the backseat. So.
Yeah. There's who would put mom in the back seat anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So, all right, buddy. Well, thank you for joining us. I'll give you a chance for last words from you, and then we'll close this thing out tonight.
Yeah, go check out my YouTube channel. I guess I don't know. Yeah, that's all I really have to say. Just go check out my YouTube channel. I don't really have anything online. Yeah.
Come fly with him on
whatever,
Velocitron.
like everything.
Yeah.
What?
If you see him in a flight chat room in Velocitron, come join him. Fly with him.
Yeah.
Kind of things like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And,
Only
and
if your rank is low or actually above mine, but you have less skill than me. Yeah. I want those points.
okay. That's like the human race, Tristan. Everybody that's below. Oh, you're saying if they're ranked above you?
Yeah,
I
they
don't
gotta
think
be
that
ranked
exists.
above me, and then I need to be more skillful than them. Does that make sense? So I need to be able to take their points.
Oh, okay. So are you telling us?
You don't get it. You fly racing in Velocitron?
I don't do it much, but
You don't know how the point system works.
so you qualify low, right? Get low points, and then you come in and take somebody's points.
No, it's the thing is, the more points you gather in Velocitron, the more you have. But if say somebody that really low points beat somebody with really low points, they don't have the skill, most likely, but you're not going to get any points out of them because they already have a lot less points. So the more points they have, the more likely you're able to take points from them if you beat them.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah.
so if you're so basically he's saying if you're not as fast, if you're not as good with him, don't come fly with him. So because you're not going to take my points, right?
I need the points, man. I need the
Yeah,
points.
you're not taking my points. So, Twisted Carbon says, I don't think my computer is fast enough to sim with TDOG. Yeah, that's. I don't know.
Hey, I mean, I don't know what computer Neon's on, but Neon is way faster than me. He's on a really slow computer. I mean, it's not like crazy slow, but it's not a crazy computer.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, Neon jumped on TinyWhoop Go one night.
Yeah,
I don't know
Neon's he's crazy.
I don't know if we were
Neon.
streaming. I don't know if we were streaming or if it was just a group of us guys on Discord, but he popped in to the race and was just like sip 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 a few races, and then it's like out of here, guys.
Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
who was that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So, yeah, go fly with him. And again, thank you for coming out. Thank you for being a part of tonight's show. And we'll have to do it again some other time. And
Thanks for having me on.
Yep. And thank you for coming out. So, we'll see you, brother.
Yep.
Take care.
Yep.
All right. Here we go. T-Dog, Tristan Taft. is a great racer, great dude. So go out and support him. If you've not subscribed to his channel, you better, or I'm going to come to your house and eat all of your cookies and any donuts that you might have. Trust me. I've got more chins than a Chinese phone book. I will do it. So go out and support him. He's a great guy. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, you know how we wrap things up here. Remember, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, keep flying and rise up above the noise and meet me in the air.